Embarking with us into the universe of variable stars.
Humans have observed that the brightness of stars varies. We can see stars twinkling from the Earth because turbulence in Earth's atmosphere interferes with the starlight as it travels to the planet's surface. However, using telescopes, astronomers can recognize slower and subtler ways that the brightness of stars can vary. The astronomer Tycho Brahe was responsible for spotting a new star in the sky in 1572, which led to his defining it as a nova star. Today we know that this star in the constellation Cassiopeia is actually a supernova. On the previously unseen star that now shines so brightly it could be recognized in daylight, Tycho wrote, "Amazed, and as if astonished and stupefied, I stood still with my eyes fixed intently upon it. When I had satisfied myself that no star of that kind had ever shone forth before, I was led into such perplexity by the unbelievability of the thing that I began to doubt my own eyes." These and other discoveries made by Tycho showed that the Aristotelian principle about the immutability of the firmament was not true and allowed a better understanding of the sky variability. Some important concepts to understand the stellar variability are magnitude and period. Fewer magnitude values an arbitrary scale to rate how bright stars are to the naked eye. Bright stars. The apparent magnitude is an arbitrary scale to rate how bright stars are to the naked eye. We know that the celestial body with an arbitrary scale is brighter than the one with magnitude 5. The apparent magnitude is an arbitrary scale to rate how bright stars are to the naked eye. This scale is based on a view from Earth. So if we have a brighter star further from Earth and a less bright star closer to our planet, the closer one would seem brighter and therefore would have a smaller magnitude value. The absolute magnitude or luminosity of a star is a measure of the total amount of energy radiated per unit of time. This is associated with the physical properties of the interior of the star, being a more important quantity than the apparent magnitude. Knowing the absolute magnitude and measuring the apparent magnitude, we are able to determine the distance from the star. About the period, we should think about what we learn in physics. In a wave, we have crests and valleys. The distance between two consecutive crests define a wavelength. About the period, we should think about what we learn in physics. In a wave, we have crests and valleys. The distance between two consecutive crests define a wavelength. Frequency is the number of times that wavelength repeats within 1 second. If we analyze a light curve of a star, the time between the moment it's brightening the most and the next moment this brightness is repeated would be the period of variation.